There's a reason why the loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. While everyone's busy tweeting their thoughts, ranting on podcasts, or dropping unsolicited advice like it's candy, those who speak less are often doing more. Think about it. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire, wrote meditations in secret, and still managed to be one of the greatest Stoic minds of all time. In a world addicted to noise, silence is the ultimate flex. Before we dive into this deep and necessary conversation, don't forget to like and subscribe to support our journey and stay with us till the end. This might just be the video that changes how you deal with the world. Number 1. Silence as a power move. In Stoicism, silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." The idea isn't just poetic, it's practical. By saying less, you observe more. You see what others miss in their rush to respond. Silence creates space. And in that space, you gain clarity and control. Let's say you're in a heated argument. Most people try to win by shouting louder, explaining harder, or proving their point aggressively. But the true master sits back, listens, and lets the other person unravel themselves. There's nothing more unsettling than someone who refuses to be dragged into chaos. You instantly stand out as composed, unbothered, and, let's be honest, a little intimidating. Even in business, the art of saying nothing can be a negotiation superpower. Ever tried being silent after someone drops an offer? That silence? That awkward pause. It speaks volumes. It makes them talk more, reveal more, maybe even sweeten the deal. Silence works because people can't stand it, and that's your leverage. And let's not forget one golden truth. The person who talks the most in a room often gives away the most information. When you keep your words few and your mind sharp, you avoid oversharing, looking foolish, or revealing things you later regret. Silence protects you from yourself. Number 2. The silent mind equals the focused mind. A quiet mouth begins with a quiet mind. Stoicism teaches that what we control is internal, not external. That means the constant mental chatter, the overthinking, the replays of embarrassing conversations, the anxiety about what might happen, is a waste of your inner energy. A silent mind is a trained mind. Let's be honest. How many of your problems exist only because you gave them too much mental airtime? That one rude comment from your coworker? You've played it in your head 37 times. For what? To win an imaginary argument? Meanwhile, they've already moved on and eaten 2 snacks. Training your mind to be quiet is like cleaning your room. At first, it's overwhelming, but once it's done, everything feels lighter. Meditation helps. Journaling helps. So does walking without your phone glued to your hand like a second limb. When you stop feeding your mind constant stimulation, it starts making space for deeper thought. And when your mind is silent, your decisions get better. You stop reacting impulsively. You stop making emotional choices that feel great for 10 minutes and terrible for 10 years. A quiet mind doesn't panic. It analyzes, adapts, and moves strategically. Number 3. Speaking less builds mystery and respect. Let's get something straight. Mystery isn't just for magicians and Batman. It's for anyone who values their energy and presence. When you speak only when necessary, people pay attention. Why? Because your words become rare. And in a world of oversharing, rarity equals value. Think of someone you admire. Chances are they don't overshare. They don't explain themselves endlessly or seek approval in every room. They let their actions speak. When they do talk, it hits harder. You lean in. You listen. That's power. There's a Stoic reason for this. Seneca said, "Speech is the mirror of the mind." So if you talk constantly, you reveal your thoughts before they're fully formed. You lose control of your image. But when you say little, people fill in the blanks, and usually they fill them in your favor. Plus, it's way more fun. Imagine someone trying to figure you out. He's quiet. Is he plotting? Is he enlightened? Is he just tired? Let them wonder. It's better than being the open book that nobody finishes reading. Number 4. Mastering silence in everyday life. You don't need to become a monk in a cave to practice this. Mastering silence can start small. Try not responding to everything immediately. Let that passive-aggressive text marinate in your inbox for a few hours. Watch how the energy shifts. You gain the upper hand by simply not reacting. At work, speak less in meetings, then say one smart thing. People will remember that one thing more than the 10 forgettable ones. And when someone's being loud or disrespectful, try looking them dead in the eye and saying absolutely nothing. That silence will scream louder than any comeback. In relationships, silence is underrated. You don't have to voice every complaint, every annoyance, every fleeting emotion. Sometimes, letting things pass is the real flex. Not everything needs your commentary. If it's important, speak. If it's ego, let it go. And don't forget humor. Someone insults you? Smile. Say nothing. Let them choke on their own drama. There's power in being unbothered, and nothing's funnier than watching people try to get a rise out of someone who's just calm. Number 5. Stoic silence is inner strength, not social awkwardness. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Some people confuse being silent with being socially awkward. They're not the same. Stoic silence is a choice. It's intentional. It's confident. Awkward silence is just you wishing you were somewhere else. Big difference. To master this, you need to embrace silence as your tool, not your hiding place. Walk into a room knowing you don't need to prove anything. Let your presence do the talking. Speak when it adds value. Otherwise, enjoy the peace. The confident silence. The one that says, I'm in control. Examples? Think of Keanu Reeves. The man barely speaks in interviews, but when he does, it's always thoughtful, intentional, and calm. People love him for it. He's not overexposed. He's not trying too hard. He just is. That's stoic cool in action. And if someone ever calls you too quiet, just smile and say, I prefer not to waste words. Watch how fast the conversation ends or turns into admiration. It's all about flipping the script. Silence isn't a flaw. It's your finest weapon. Number 6. Silence disarms manipulators. Silence is a disruptor. It throws manipulators off their game. People who use guilt, gaslighting, or emotional outbursts thrive on your reaction. When you say nothing, you break the loop. They expect a defensive monologue, not calm indifference. Your silence exposes their manipulation more than words ever could. Let's say someone accuses you of something ridiculous just to get a rise out of you, like, you never support me. The average person jumps to defend, explain, apologize. But a trained mind pauses. A simple nod or a silent stare is often enough to send the message, I see what you're doing, and it's not working. This doesn't mean you never speak up, but it means you choose your moments like a sniper. When a manipulator realizes their tricks don't work on you, they either stop trying or leave your life. Either way, you win. The less you react, the faster the mask falls off. Silence also gives you time to think. When someone throws emotional bait at you, don't take the hook. Just breathe, observe, and let their words hang in the air like a bad joke. It's awkward for them, and that's the point. Stoic silence doesn't just protect your peace, it protects your power. Number 7, say nothing and learn everything. The smartest person in the room usually isn't the one talking, it's the one listening. Every time you choose to stay silent, you learn more. People reveal their character, intentions, and insecurities when they're trying to impress or manipulate others. All you have to do is shut up and watch. In Stoicism, there's a strong emphasis on observation over judgment. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, believed that knowledge comes from perception first. You can't understand the world if you're too busy yelling at it. Every moment you spend in silence is a moment spent sharpening your awareness. Let's say you're in a group of people trying to pitch an idea. While they're all fighting to be heard, you listen. You learn who's insecure, who's confident, who's bluffing. Then you strike with one calm, clear, and relevant comment, and suddenly the room goes quiet because you've said what needed to be said. There's an old saying, better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. But let's flip that for Stoics. Stay silent, study everyone, and then speak with surgical precision. That's how you turn silence into intelligence. Number 8, control the narrative by controlling your words. Silence gives you narrative control. When you don't explain yourself to everyone, you remain unpredictable, and unpredictability is powerful. People can't twist your words if you never gave them any in the first place. You protect your reputation simply by keeping your mouth shut. Let's be real, we live in an oversharing culture. Everyone's documenting their life, like they're the main character in a reality show no one asked for. But the Stoic path is different. You don't owe the world a status update every time something happens. You don't have to explain your boundaries, your ambitions, or your past mistakes. Let them wonder. And when it comes to conflict, silence is your shield. If someone's trying to tarnish your image, don't play defense. Playing defense makes you look guilty. Let your actions and time speak for you. When you stay silent, people notice. They begin to question the source of the drama. Silence creates doubt in the minds of your enemies and clarity in the minds of the wise. Even in leadership, the silent leader often earns more respect. Why? Because they don't just talk about their vision, they embody it. They move in silence, act with intention, and when they speak, it's not noise, it's direction. Number 9, saying nothing helps you win inner battles. The power of silence isn't just about dealing with others, it's about mastering yourself. The silent mind is not an empty mind, it's a focused one. It's where real battles are won. Every moment you choose silence over reaction is a win for your higher self. Think about how often we argue in our heads, replaying past conversations, fantasizing about perfect comebacks, overanalyzing what someone meant. That's mental noise, and it's exhausting. The Stoic approach is to acknowledge those thoughts, then let them go. No need to argue with yourself for 2 hours. That's not strategy, it's self-sabotage. You don't need to react to every emotion that passes through your body. Silence helps you observe your anger without acting on it. It gives your sadness space to be felt without turning it into a pity party. And it lets your ego cool off before it convinces you to send that petty text you'll regret tomorrow. Real strength isn't punching back, it's pausing. It's sitting with your discomfort until the urge to react disappears. That's emotional discipline. And once you master that, you become unshakable. Not because nothing bothers you, but because nothing owns you. Number 10. The world respects the quiet warrior. The world may reward noise, but it respects quiet power. Think of your favorite historical figures, Marcus Aurelius, Leonardo da Vinci, even Bruce Lee. None of them were loudmouths. They let their work, their presence, and their character do the talking. That's the ideal we're aiming for. When you walk into a room calmly and say nothing, people pay attention. Not because you demand it, but because you don't. There's something magnetic about quiet confidence. It says, I don't need your validation. I've already validated myself. And that, Kevin, is rare. Stoic silence isn't about avoiding life. It's about living it on your own terms. While others are trapped in the addiction of being seen and heard constantly, you're free. Free to move without explaining, build without announcing, and grow without broadcasting. And hey, here's the fun part. Silence ages well. You'll never look back and say, I regret not speaking during that dumb argument. But you will regret that long paragraph you sent at 2 a.m. trying to explain your soul. Trust me, say less, smile more, move like a shadow, and let your legacy be louder than your words. If you found value in this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It fuels this journey, and we've got more no-nonsense Stoic wisdom coming your way. Speak less, think deeper, and keep building that silent mind of steel.